Well, the only people that lost last night were the American people, or anybody watching around the world to watch that fight. But honestly, if you thought for a second that a 58-year-old was about to go beat up on a 27-year-old who's been actively training while the 58-year-old's been watched for a while now, come on, guys. Like, I love Mike Tyson too. I think a lot of people were obviously rooting for him, but dude, come on. You can't just have the OG bias like my dad calling me and telling me that Jake Paul's about to get slammed. Come on, it's just not truthful. I do think that eventually we'll all realize Jake is just building up a massive business plan that is very niche right now. I mean, nobody else is doing this. It's like the WWE of boxing, and you're very invested to it because you think it's real. Who knows if it's real or not? But I think we all know that from a business standpoint, it's working. I would like to see him fight like another Tommy Fury or somebody young next so that we can actually see something close, because that was embarrassing. That was really bad to watch. But I did predict that the outcome would be that, because come on, man, the age difference is ridiculous. All right, back to ALGS news. As you guys know, more scrims took place last night. We've got those results for you today. Also, we've got some news coming from Dropped, specifically going on stream to talk about the Bleed Esports situation. And speaking of Dropped, HisWattson has now officially made a statement about leaving Furia. We knew this was going on. Furia apparently in the mix or talks about potentially leaving Apex in general, it seems, at one point, maybe after Champs is over. If you guys remember the old Keon clip, but let's dive into and talk about what's going on. Firstly, ALGS land scrims from 2 days ago. This was early morning the prior day. This was Crazy Raccoon in first, Furia in second, Falcon Esports in third, Moist, Fnatic, Cloud9, 100 Thieves, VKG, Go Next, and Bleed Esports. Then you move into the following day, which was last night, and this was Moist Esports in first, Cloud9, and Falcons. My goodness, like very, very similar top three as always. Falcons in third, Liquid Alienware in fourth, Furia up there again, Lone Sharks in sixth, Guild, TSM, Fnatic, and VKG in your top 10. Now, of all these teams that are playing, it's very, very clear that there is a bias. There is a very heavy pick right now with one specific legend. That is Newcastle, 99.79% pick rate. And you could even go back and this person did. Same paramedic, 3329 on the competitive Apex Reddit thread. It went back to split one, and you could see that the Bang Blood pick rate, Blood had 95% while Bang had 92%. So even though that was like most dominant, nothing was at like the 100%. Newcastle literally at a darn near 100%. Insane stuff. And if you don't pick him, you are literally trolling. And here's what HisWattson had to say about it. Roll the clip.
Yeah, you're allowed to make mistakes. Are a lot. It's a lot less. It's a lot more forgiving. You would think that the game being more forgiving is a bad thing for pro players, but I really think the game it's more forgiving. But I think before, the game was too punishing. Like before, it was like whoever made the first mistake instantly lost. That's how it felt, especially at a pro level. Now it's like you make a mistake and both your teammates have a chance of bailing you out. You know what I'm saying? It's way more team focused now rather than individual play.
Speaking of HisWattson did finally come out to address the Furia situation, or at least himself no longer being there, saying October was my final month at Furia, and he is no longer Furia HisWattson, which feels so weird. The guy was a part of the org for so long. Zera also being a part of that team very long ago, saying thank you guys. Thank Panders. Obviously Panders was a part of that roster for a bit. Sea Lion, their coach, as well, saying thank you for taking a chance on me. Henry, who was like the North American CEO or head of guy in North America. Madness, who just says you're short. Keon, you're handsome. JMo, you're shorter than Keon, but still taller than Madness, so that's cool. And it goes on to thank everybody. But he says the 2.5 years that I spent at Furia was the best years of my life. Going to be weird not seeing it in my name. It is weird that happened, but where is all of this coming from? I don't know that there's not other things going on, but if you guys remember, we covered it on the channel a while back. Keon basically addressing the situation that, and I think HisWattson had kind of addressed it as well, that Furia may be looking to just make a massive exit. And I think they're maybe possibly waiting till Champs is over. But if you haven't seen that clip already of Keon kind of hinting at that, here's what he said. Roll the clip.
Me and Keon had a different conversation last night. That's why.
It was
about that.
Because it's like the whole USA thing, like everybody in the USA got kind of released. Like Watson's getting released. So
Watson?
Yeah, they're only human like us in the US. Everyone else is gone.
Scary.
Like his and hers, I think, is gone.
No shot, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if we should be talking about this on stream.
It's already like pretty much done. Like Watson said, it didn't matter.
Now, that wasn't the only thing going on. Of course, yesterday you probably saw that we made mention of Dropped and Knocked and their entire team, Raven and all those guys, basically come on to say that Bleed Esports has been screwing them over. They've not been paying, and so therefore they are leaving. Bleed also had this team update with CS2 and basically saying like all these guys came out, right? Bleed is screwing us over. They're screwing us over. They're screwing us over, and it happened over and over again. And they have not tweeted since. It's unfortunate because as I predicted at the time that all that drama happened about a month ago, I predicted that Apex guys probably are dealing with it as well. And it seems that that was the case, because not only did Dropped come out to say that, yeah, we left, there was problems with the payment, but then he comes out on his stream as well and starts to clear things up a bit. Roll the clip.
We've been dealing with it. It's not something like new. We've been dealing with it for a bit now, but just glad that we're kind of out of that situation, because yeah, it was pretty annoying to deal with, not gonna lie. I've never in my life in esports so far, which I've been doing esports now for I'd say like about 8 years, maybe a little longer. I've never had to deal with the situation that we had to deal with like not getting paid, not knowing if we're gonna get paid. Yeah, it's pretty fucking new to me. Also pretty ass. And then it's not like we never got paid by Bleed too. Like that's not what happened. Like we did get paid before by Bleed. The problem is they just were extremely late with payments, and then eventually we started to hear that they like weren't paying other people. So it's kind of like we got paid before, so then we were like, okay, like maybe they're like fixing things, you know, everything's gonna be all right. And then once again, you know, late payments. So, and yeah, I mean, we haven't been paid what we're owed. So hopefully we get paid what we're owed. Don't really want to deal with, we just didn't feel like we wanted to deal with the org anymore, and we didn't feel comfortable staying on the org and representing them, so we left. Because the way that contracts work is if, you know, if you're not being paid, it's a breach of contract, and then you can leave. So that's what we did. That's kind of the reason why, you know, I'm still like feeling good, is because, yeah, fortunately I do have like a really good stream and community that supports me. And, you know, you guys, I've talked about this before, like back when I like took a break from comp, and you know, I never have to like worry because my community always got my back. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys for that. Seriously, like watching me, subbing, you sub, gift subs, just watching. All that supports me and allows me to do this.
Time for an
So
upgrade.
I appreciate it, chat. My chat's got my back when my org doesn't. Type shit.
So interested to see what your thoughts are down in the comment section below about all the topics mentioned in today's video. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.